Okay, hello. Welcome to Bonus Action Heroes. Tonight we are playing Out of the Abyss, returning to our intrepid heroes in Blingdenstone as they seek to make peace with the were-rats of the Gold Whisker Warrens, purge the lost parts of the city of the unliving, and potentially hunt down a Medusa of Drow origins and learn more about some elusive gnome called the Pudding King. How's everyone doing?
Charming. Dreaming about puddings and kings.
If only it was that kind of pudding. If only. So, I summarised last week. After the loss of Malice, and after successfully restoring Drodin to life. Yes, indeed. Malice. You returned to the haunted abode and dealt with the Drow Banshees with the help of a new ally, Grim, a Dwergar from Gracklstugh, South Gracklstugh, I believe. You began to explore the Rockblight area. Correct me if I'm missing anything. And came across a gnome who seemingly turned to stone in a pose, holding up this strange crystal, almost as if he was trying to hold it in front of his face, but it didn't quite make it in time. And I think you noped out of there pretty quickly. Is that fair?
Nope.
Yeah. we were on a recon mission only, and we just
that's your story, and you'll stick to it. Yeah, recon mission.
We did all the nopes.
We reconned, and then we reconned, and we buggered off.
And then we reconvened.
And hello, Davey. How are you doing, mate? Hope all is well.
Boy.
Hope you're having a good weekend. Always there. He's saying hello to everyone in chat. Thanks for joining us, Davey. Good to see you. We need to talk actually offline in Discord because I've been collecting lots of weird British foods, which I would like to post to you, so you can learn the true horror of living in this country.
Yeah, we made it sound so good with nice photos. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of food, and I'll make.
It's a long and expensive flight to be really, really disappointed. So if you get to know that, get that knowledge before you do anything.
Yeah, I mean, sending a jar of Marmite, we all know that pretty much it'll be one taste, and you'll either hate it and never touch it again, and it'll get thrown away, or he might love it.
It's the most amazing taste of it. Like, Marmite, everything is perfect.
Unless you hate it, and then it's the worst thing ever. So anyway, sorry, I digress. I get distracted easily. So yeah, you had headed back to the Foaming Mug, I believe. Just excuse to eat some more cheese and blue crackers. I think that's pretty much that's how you console yourselves now.
It was cheese o'clock.
Yeah, it was. So we'll pick up there in the Foaming Mug.
I think we need, once everyone's cheesed out, of course, sleeps.
Do we?
We only have a couple of hours before the meeting.
Yeah, we're meeting.
Oh,
it is 4:30 in the afternoon on the 18th of Marpaneth. 14th. So yeah, not much chance of you getting any sleep just yet.
How long do we have? Do we know?
For what?
Before the meeting.
It's about 2 hours, I think.
Okay. I mean, you could have a power nap. I mean,
I'm good. I'm just thinking about everyone else. I thought somebody said last time that they were almost tapped out.
Oh, I'll take a power nap.
I mean, we can sit here and sit by the fire and just look at our backside of our eyelids for a minute if we wanted.
No, we can't all do that, or else we all do. Then we've missed the meeting.
Oh, I'll stay up. Ambrose and I can. I want to read this book that I want to read this book that Broden gave me anyway. So I'll sit and read the book by the fire, and if you all want to close your eyes, I'll wake you up.
Is there an Underdark equivalent of port? I feel like I should have a little bit of port with this cheese.
I don't know if there is actually, but this is the Foaming Mug. They have surface food, so they probably have some good port.
Ooh.
Davian port, I believe.
Ooh. I've heard that's really good.
You could reconvene at the sofas over there.
Just a little snifter. We're not going mad. We're just having a bit of a, just a bit of a livener. Just to help this go down.
Yeah. The barkeep will happily come over and pour you some glasses of port.
Lovely. And we'll wait for everyone to finish a power nap.
Okay, you may have a short rest, unless there's anything you want to discuss during that time.
I shall sit there with Ambrose curled around me and read the Kobold spell book that Broden gave me when we were coming out as the running away. Not running away, the tactical redeployment back to the pub.
Do we think, what's his name? Dorbo will be upset or cause any issues if we try and do this negotiation? Is he going to be upset, do you think, or is he just going to take his medicine?
I think he'll be rather irate, personally.
Well, she keeps him in check. I've just remembered something I do keep meaning to do, Matt, and I haven't done it. You know that clockwork scarab that I was sent by Isabon?
Yeah.
I am going to send a reply.
Okay, what would you like to send? You do have to put a first level spell into it to activate it.
I might do it at the end of the day. I just might have forgotten at the end of the day.
So you're not sending it?
No. Forgot about the first level thing.
Okay. Okay, an hour passes by then. If there is nothing else you want to discuss. Last chance. I'll take that as a no.
I think we're good.
You spend a relaxing, as we would say in the UK, tea time, or some parts of the UK, tea time with some cheese, blue crackers, some port, binding your wounds, resting your muscles, resting your minds. And yeah, an hour passes by. You have the benefit of a long rest.
Short.
Yeah, short rest.
And then we'll head to the
Good.
appropriate exit.
Broden, this book, and I thank you kindly for giving it to me, but I can't really understand it, if I'm honest. I mean, it's very interesting to see the wisdom of my kind, but as far as I could tell from between the scribbly writing, anyway, as far as I can tell, it's a spell that you might want to cast on a kobold, not specifically for a kobold. So, I mean, I can't do it, but potentially it's something you could do to me. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand your point entirely. It is something I have already transferred into my little spell book. But I thought if there was a potential that you could learn the spell yourself, it would effectively save me having to run over to you every time to tap you on the head. And
I don't think I can now. But thank you. I mean, if you don't need the book, I'll gladly keep it.
no, it's no more use to me anymore. And perhaps I'll see about scribing some spell scrolls for you for that spell.
Thank you. I mean, I appreciate the gift. Thank you very much.
Consider it an apology for when I spoke in your mind and made you think that I'd been possessed the entire time. Even though I thought it was rather funny.
I'm sure it will be funny one day. Thank you.
Everything's funny in hindsight. Well, not everything. Most things. Some things. A couple of things are funny in hindsight.
Route, places to be.
Let's go. I've forgotten where we're going.
The gold whisker Warren.
Is that they're meeting us there, right? Okay. To the Warrens.
Okay. You head through Blingdenstone. Normally at this time of day, in the last few days when you've been here, you would see people finishing work and heading towards the Foaming Mug. It feels very different this evening as you start to head out. There is a tension in the air, and you see units of gnome troops moving around. You see a procession of 3 wooden carriages pulled by huge lizards, also heading their way through the city. It is a different atmosphere than you felt before, and as you approach the gateway into the Gold Whisker Warrens, you do indeed see a unit probably of about 30 or 40 gnome warriors, all armoured with shields and spears. You see Axel as well, the head of the militia, bald head, massive wispy white moustache, kind of slightly crazy hair at the sides. Again, stood in half plate mail with Senny and Dorbo next to him, and they see you approach and wave. You see the carts pull up, and they're not covered. You can see clearly inside that one of them is full of swords, another has sets of shields, and a third one, you're not quite sure what's in there, but again, it seems to be provisions of some kind. And yeah, Senny will smile. Dorbo is not giving much away. He does not look annoyed like he normally does. He's quite quiet and calm, maybe a little bit nervous. And Senny will be like, yeah, hello. Thank you for coming. I think we have everything we discussed.
It's amazing. I'm sure they will be immensely grateful. Shall we proceed?
Well, what I would like you to do, I've agreed this with Dorbo, is if you could go in and bring the leader of them, Chipgrin, and the retinue, and then Dorbo and I and Axel will come in. Everyone else will stay out here. You may come in. Just to show that we are dealing honestly. And Dorbo will be like, yeah, this is a risk. Not going to lie, I don't trust them, but Senny thinks you have made progress, and I'm willing to give it a go. You bring him, He may bring a guard if he wishes, and we will go in and speak with him.
So, will we be your guard as you go in? Is that the idea?
We'll have Axel, but you can all come if you indeed think they are friendly to you. Then you may come to check everything is fair as a neutral party.
That sounds sensible, actually. Mutual trust and all.
So you can go in and bring him to the cavern outside this gate. And all of the soldiers will remain out here, as will the goods. But you can look, you can see them. To vouch for them.
What goods, so we can tell him. We have a quick look at what you've brought?
It's half of the shipment from Grakostig, as promised. 50 swords, 50 shields, and 50 breastplates.
It's good to see them. Then we can honestly say we have. I think we all need to be honest and open in this. It's the only way to broker a true agreement.
Senny will say, yeah, it says half of everything. It is a sign of good faith. If the threat is like you say, and to be clear, this is what has changed the minds of some people on the Council of Guilds, then we need to work together or we lose the city again. You see Dorbo nods in agreement, which you've not seen him do before.
Just to prove their existence, maybe take perhaps one shield.
Yeah, take a sword as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The guards will, a nod from Dorbo will unbar the gate. The huge adamantine gate will creak open. First of all, you catch the smell of refuse, garbage, rotten food, and a slightly acidic smell of dead oozes. And you head inside. The gate, however, does not close behind you.
Suppose once we get into the open space, we'll just call out for Chipgrin.
After a few minutes, yeah, Chipgrin, you walk a bit more deeper into the Warrens, but yeah, Chipgrin eventually will come out. You can see that he has then a far different appearance to the gnomes that you just saw that were ordered and filed in ranks, very disciplined and all identical in their clothing. This could not be further from that. They are scruffy. Some of them are wearing little hats. Some of them are not. Some are in gnome form and some are in rat form. There are those that are white with red eyes. Likewise, there are a few that are sort of blonde and red, which is quite rare to see, as well as the typical brown were-rats that you would expect. And Chipgrin is in his form, grey skin, blonde hair, blonde red beard, and he's grinning. All right. What news you got for me? I can smell the city. Is the gate open?
It is. Senny and Dorbo are outside and would like to speak with you and potentially come in. They have brought, and I will gesture to whoever has the shield and sword, half of the acid-resistant provisions, weapons, as a sign of good faith.
Really? Okay. Well, they can come in if they want.
They want you to go there with as many retinue as you would like, and then, I suppose, As long as that initial meet goes well, they will venture further in.
Right, and it's not a trap.
I don't believe so.
No, we didn't see many the other side. They want to meet you across the threshold first and come in with you, I think. As the captain said, you can bring a retinue to the gate. It's all
Did
in
you
good
just
faith.
say retinue?
I'm sure that will be funny one day too, Seb.
Okay. I thought you said retinue.
Rat and you. I like it. I like it. I might adopt that.
No, but I think they see the bigger picture now. Whereas that maybe wasn't the case before. They understand now what you've been doing here. The wave of this threat has been breaking against you guys and keeping them safe. I don't think they understood how much you were doing for this city, despite being exiled from it. And I think attitudes have potentially changed, and the discussion could tip it in not just your favour, but everybody's favour. And even to just let us take one of each of these items for you to see and even have, you take them as a sign of goodwill. Each one is incredibly valuable. I think is a real sign of good faith and good intention.
All right, give it here then.
I'll hand over whatever I've got. Sword.
Chipgrim will take the sword, pull it out of the scabbard. You will see that it's perfectly symmetrical. The hilt, the handle, the blade. It is not decorated in any kind. It is purely functional, but there is a slight blue sheen to the blade, which you would notice is slightly out of the ordinary, and there is a texture as well. Chipgrin will nod to one of the blonde were-rats that stood next to him, and she will sort of go in a pouch and get out a little bottle of something. You see it is green, and he will pour it on the blade. Nothing happens. The green slime just sits on the blade. He shakes it off, and as it hits the ground, you see it hit a bit of rubbish, and it starts to sizzle and smoke and burn through the refuge on the floor. Yeah, it's just what we need.
There's a shield too, if you want to test that.
Well, there's 50 of them.
Well, that's nearly enough for one each. 70 on last count. There's 77 of us left. So yeah, we could have a sizable force. All right, lead on. I will meet with Senny and Dorbo. I appreciate you all making our case and making them see what they're facing here. If something didn't change within the next week or so, I think it would all be over for them as well as us. So lead on, and I will talk with them.
Tell them that yourself.
I would say, I think the biggest concern from their side now is the containment of the curse, for want of a better phrase, and anything you can do to assuage their fears on that matter, I think would be a fantastic starting point for you.
Yeah, well, at the moment it's a waxing crescent. Although we can't see it, we keep careful track of the calendar. It is a waxing crescent, so they have got no worries whatsoever or any of that. I mean, I'm talking about the moon. Just for those of you that don't know what the moon is, it is a big celestial body that you can only see on the surface.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's only when it's full, which is 3 days a month, and as I say, waxing crescent. So quite a way till we need to worry. Yeah.
I mean, if you keep track of it so carefully, I mean, would, just as a suggestion, locking up the warrens for those 3 days only, would that be something you could suggest to assuage their fears?
Yeah, I mean, well, we can't really get into the city, as you can tell.
Oh, I'm assuming that things get freer once you have an agreement.
Well, I would hope so. Well, we're not doing this if they're not going to give us some relative freedom, open those gates. But yeah, 3 days a month, we will quite happily close those gates.
Well, that sounds like a good idea to suggest to them. It might breed some goodwill on their part if they know you have control of it, just as Seb says.
And the longer we spend with the curse, the more able we are to resist, the more able we are to control it, even during those 3 days. So with time, I'm sure we can have no problems at all. No.
I would like to ask, purely out of my own self-interest, if there was ever an opportunity for you to get rid of your curse,
Yeah.
do you think you would be inclined to take it?
I mean, some yes, some no. Some people have got used to it. They like it. They like the way they are. It's got its benefits.
That could be something else you potentially use in the discussion. Just the information that if they can at some point find a cure for your curse, some of you might want to forego it.
Yeah, but you appreciate the magic's required to cure 77 people.
Oh yes, it won't be done in a hurry.
Is significant. I mean, that part of the reason we came here is we heard about the Singing Stones. You know, every Sverfneblin outpost throughout the world knows of the Singing Stones and the powers that they have, and we thought that may have been a cure, but as you can see, we got boxed in. We got treated like monsters, and we're not monsters.
Attest to its wonder, the Singing Stone.
Yes, they brought me back to life, so if they're more than likely to be able to cure you if you have that opportunity to try.
Well, those that want to, yeah.
Yeah.
Fully fine.
Well, maybe that's for another day. If things go well and we beat this Pudding King and we take back the city, we can discuss that. We can negotiate that. But I think we're running before we can walk. We got to live through this first. We got to live through this.
Have you had problems with the earth elementals too? Because the other city seems to be having problems with those as well. Has that reached here too?
No, not really, because we're shut off from the city. We're shut off from that. We don't really have the problem. Some of our scouts have reported a strange in the Rockblight. There's this strange cloud of, I don't know what, magic, energy, dust. I suspect potentially something from the plane of air. But we've not let anything in here, so no. But there is something in the caverns beyond, which, if you really wanted to go there, we could probably show you. But I don't know. It is a weird thing. Like, we couldn't hurt it. We just had to retreat. Very strange. I mean, how do you fight air? I don't think you do.
That is something for us to think about, for sure.
Well,
But as
we
you-
fought.
Go on.
Well, we fought Earth. I don't know how to fight air, it's true, but if we can fight one element, I'm sure we can find a way to deal with another.
Well, yeah.
And as you say, one thing at a time.
It would, it would make things easier, no doubt, but it's not affecting us at the moment because they're locked us out. They'll be dealing with that on their own. So that's the problem with isolation. You face everything alone.
Oh no, you've been doing more than enough for them and holding off the oozes and puddings as you have. But I was just curious because we've witnessed ourselves the issues they're having with the elementals. So it's good to know you haven't had to contend with that as well.
Yeah, well, maybe we can help with that if this goes well. As you're walking through the cavern, indeed, you see ahead of you. You see the huge gates. The cavern opens up into quite a large, round cavern, and Chipgrin and his retinue will stop. Retinue. We're going to use that now. Chipgrin and his retinue will stop, and this is far enough. I think they can come to us.
How far is it from? Can we see them?
Yeah, you can. Well, you can see the gates. It's probably 200 or 300 meters. 200 or 300 yards. You can see the light shining through from the city beyond. You can see the carts. You can see all of the guards lined up in tight ranks. And Dorbo and Seni and Axel are stood in the entrance.
You take a look around this area. See if there's been any kind of ambush or trap set up.
Give me a perception check.
Ooh, perception.
Check.
Oh. 17?
17. I mean, I think your passive perception's higher than that, so it does not appear so, no, but you can see that the guards are waiting and that there is tension. There is definitely they are definitely ready to do something, whether that's only if they need to or whether they have plans to. It's hard to know.
I think that's to be expected anyway. Yeah, okay. We'll just be on guard.
It would be foolish for either of them to sabotage this moment.
Yeah.
How many guard will you permit them to enter with to come to speak to you?
Well, we've got I've got 6 with me. They can bring 6 with them. 5 actually, because they got Dorbo. Oh no, he's a good fighter.
Numbers matching. That's wise.
Yeah, well, between you and me, unless they've got very specific weapons, that's not a fight they're going to win. But no need to tell them that.
I won't mention that to them.
Yeah. Go on, you can get them. We'll wait here.
Well, let's go and get them.
Okay. Yeah, Dorbo and Seni stood there expectantly. Yeah, so is it safe?
Chipgrin is waiting. He's a retinue of 6. They're prepared to meet with you just up ahead with a retinue of equal number or equal numbers for both sides. And we will attempt to mediate as required, but I'd much prefer if you can come to an agreement yourselves, of course.
Dorbo will. You can see he's got his hand on his sword, and he is gripping it quite tightly. Yeah, and they are saying what? What are they offering? Give them the weapons and what?
You should ask them. That's what you're here to do. Speak with them.
And there's
They
no
fight
trap.
on.
Not that I could see. I did check.
I also would believe that he's meeting in earnest. Genuinely wants to protect his own, and in so doing will protect your own. And hopes that you could meet some sort of agreement from what we've discussed on our way back here.
Sorry, Tom, I couldn't tell what you were saying. I'm really sorry.
No, I said from what I could tell, he was in earnest and genuinely wished to meet some sort of agreement from what we discussed on your way here. On our way here.
Okay. All right. Axel. A few more guards. They form their retinue up to the same number. 7 in total. And march in. Do you go with them or are you hanging back? Yeah, you're going with them.
Yeah, we'll join.
I mean, we've walked this corridor a few times now, but I feel like it's worth always being the one in front to prove. No trap.
Okay, you head forward. You can feel the unease of Dorbo. Seni is presenting a quite calm demeanor, but you can also tell that it's not. It's a front. She is also nervous coming in here. There's no doubt about it. And both parties come probably within about 15 meters of each other, 10, 15 yards, and stop. There is a significant gap between them. No one seems to want to step forward. And Chipgrin speaks first.
Can I position myself equal distance between both parties in the centre, and I'll just stand to the side? I don't want to block anyone's view, but I'm just closing some of the distance.
You can.
Seeing Grim do that, Serdi and Ambrose will take place on the opposite side of their field of vision, ready to run in and intervene between the two if necessary.
Odin will probably stand behind Grim, so he's just like looking over the top of their head.
Lightest.
It's primarily so that I'm behind you, so I don't have to get hit directly. See what's happening.
You could stay with one of the groups and only be hit by one of them. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'll if Dragon walks up behind me, I'll reposition slightly so now my shield is up and out somewhat.
Seni will, seeing that no one seems willing to speak, she's looking between them, and then Chipgrin does speak up. All right then, thanks for the gifts. Let's get this done and dusted, shall we?
Starting to think this isn't going to go as smoothly as we hoped.
He draws the sword that you gave him. Nice bit of kit, this. It's just what we need. So let's make a deal. You bring the other 49 in. You make a deal, you open the doors. We become one city. And we deal with this pudding bastard together. And Dorbo's like, you think you're in a position to dictate what solutions we have here? I don't think so. You need us more than we need you.
If I may, I think it has been very difficult for the people here. There is a little resentment, it's obvious, but I think we would benefit each side from seeing the front on which you've been fighting, the knowledge you have from fighting them, and equally from Dorbo's mind for strategy. Together you could come together for a plan to ensure as many of us survive this as possible. And this fight is fought as intelligently as possible.
And see why you're the captain. She speaks the truth. I've shown them what you're up against. I've shown them what we're up against. I'm going to be frank with you, Dorbo, because I know you're a bit hard to reach. They've seen what we're facing. If you want us gone, just close the doors and leave us for another 2 weeks. And we'll be gone. We'll be dead. But then all those oozes that we've been holding off our city will come through to you. And then you've got to deal with them. And trust me, I know you think you're tough because you dig holes. But trust me, you're not as tough as a were-rat. Dorbo, you see Dorbo bristle a little bit and the sword comes about an inch out of the scabbard. You don't know what you're talking about, rat.
Were-rat or not, you are both gnomes. And that is what matters. And Blingdenstone should belong to the gnome.
Senny will talk. Yeah, she's talking truth. The were-rats are our people. They are just cursed. It's not their fault. We should unite. We have a common enemy. It is the Pudding King. It is the Drow. It is the... No offense, Drodin.
I was about to specify, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm excluding you from that statement. We need to unite, or we are all lost. These heroes have made us... Well, they have made me see. Dorbo, you need to try a bit harder to put yourselves in their shoes. You see the sword go back in the scabbard. Fine.
Dobo, you asked before what you get in return. This is a fantastic investment for you. You relinquish only half of the shipment, leaving your own guard well prepared should anything occur. But for your investment of 50%, you have an incredibly resilient vanguard against not just these oozes, if and I will say when, I'm pretty sure they will be defeated with these new tools and this new alliance, should it come to pass. But any future threat, with your show of cooperation, friendship, and kinship, as Sink said, you are all gnomes. You have a well-equipped, well-experienced fighting elite vanguard of the protection of the borders of all your city, while you concentrate on reclaiming the interior, knowing you have someone protecting your backs. That's what you gain. That's the investment you make.
As you say the word elite vanguard, you see Dorbo sort of look. You can see him looking up and down these scruffy were-rats wearing tatty clothes and scavenged rusty weapons. He goes to speak, but then you see Senny just put a hand on his hand, and he goes quiet.
Might bristle at that and step forward slightly. That's all.
Seeing it, Serdi says, Dorbo, for context, I mean, you will see what they're doing at the front. But for context, these people have been fighting these oozes off with wooden sticks and succeeding.
Really?
And they have kept this city safe.
I will allow one person to roll persuasion with advantage, because you're all helping each other.
Oh,
Captain, my captain.
With advantage.
I'm
Come on, Thomas.
Thomas! Choo choo!
Oh, I didn't have it on the map, so poor stream missed Thomas, but we heard him. Dorbo looks at you all as you're speaking and looks at Chipgrin, who is just he's examining this sword. He's looking at it. He doesn't really seem to be looking at them, but you can tell he's listening intently. He's just trying to give the impression that he is not bothered. You see Dorbo will again reach for the sword. You hear a click, and he takes the sword off his belt and he puts it on the floor, and then steps forward, taking a map out of a pouch, places it on the floor. Show me where. And we can understand what we face, both of us. And Chipgrim will step forward. He will actually go to step forward, realise he's got the sword in his hand, and he'll just stick it in the ground and then come forward. You'll see Senny will also step up and look at the map. And over the next sort of 15, 20 minutes, they have a discussion of all the things you've seen in the Gold Whisker Warrens, the area with the damaged door where the oozes are coming through. You also look at the Blingdenstone map and realise that there are effectively two routes to the old Parliament where all of these oozes congregate, where potentially the Pudding King congregates. And you hear Dorbo say, yeah, it seems like if they don't, if we were to join forces, we would have them on two fronts. They would be at a big disadvantage. I understand there are great numbers, but if we could perhaps hold them off, perhaps an elite force could get in and kill the king, and then the oozes might dissipate. They are mindless, so he must be controlling them. Chip gonna be like, that's what I've been trying to say for bloody months, mate. But fine, I agree. And Senny will be like, and what do you want if we unite? What is the terms? And Chipgrin will be like, look, mate, I just want those gates open. I want us to be one people. We will happily be locked away for the 3 days a month where we are a risk to you. But my people are under control. You will not get bitten. You will not get cursed. That you have my word on that. And let's be honest, you've got the singing stones. So if someone was to get cursed, I'm sure you could get rid. So Drodin says. So that's my terms. Dorbo will be like, I don't like it. People are afraid of the curse. People do not want, no offense, they do not want to be like you. They do not want to be cursed. They do not want to transform against their will.
I think that's where your job as a leader would come in. Your job is to put your people at ease and inform them so rumors and gossip and misinformation doesn't spread. That's your role in this.
And people fear what they don't know. If they can see that the were-at gnomes are no different to them, it will no longer fuel all of the fear.
And Senny will say to you, well, we could help them build secure places for that risky time so that they don't get out into the city and curse anybody when they're not themselves. Problem is solved then.
They already have their own... I think you said they had, like, a secure area, but they could definitely use reinforcements, so it proves they are thinking about the risk that they pose.
Well, I am in agreement, Dorbo. What do you think? Stays quiet for a while. Yeah, it seems we don't have any other option, and I am convinced our outsider friends have convinced me that this can be managed, and we can be allies. So, and he holds out a hand. Chipgrin looks him up and down. Probably stood a few meters away. All right, mate, fine. And he spits in his hand and shakes Dorbo's hand.
I quietly hover around Senny's head height and hold my little hand out for a high five.
Yeah, she just goes quietly. And she just, like, silently just goes, thank you. Right. So, I will... I am sorry, Chipgrin. I'm going to close the gates for today. They will be opened tomorrow at 8, and they shall remain open until the time of risk is here for your people. I just need time to spread word and let everyone know it is an agreement amongst allies, and then we are good.
Sunny, before they close, the equipment will be sent through, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Actually, and she'll just put her fingers in her mouth and like do this ear-piercing whistle that echoes off through the caverns, and you see the carts start to jerk forward, pulled by these huge lizards. Yeah, here's your armaments, breastplates, shields, and swords, short swords. Acid-proof, or at least acid-resistant, I think. They should serve you well.
So, have we decided when our little mission is going ahead?
I don't think we have. No. We need
How much time do you need to mobilize?
As you can see, we can mobilize in minutes. We are very disciplined. And Chipgrin says, we're always mobilised, mate. No other way of putting it. Always on high alert. Ain't no time to rest in the Gold Whisker Warrens. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, we need to decide if we're making a move on this pudding bastard. It needs to be coordinated. We just need to decide when amongst ourselves. But who's going to go in and take him out? That's my question.
Well, we could maybe assist with that.
What are you thinking?
Slip in unnoticed and see if we can find this pudding king and take him out.
I mean, now you have these shipmen and grapples do. You're much better equipped to take on the oozes, and the distraction could allow us to slip in.
Dorbo will nod. Yeah, I think there is a lot of oozes, I'll be honest. I think if Chipgrin and his people can hold off the ones to the west, we can go in through the north gate. Perhaps between us we can separate their force and you can slip in the middle and deal with him. How much time do you need?
As much as you can give us.
Chipgrin will say, I'll be honest with you, I think the most we can hold them off is an hour. So whenever we do this, once it starts, you've got an hour before we get overwhelmed. There is a lot of ooze in there. I am not exaggerating. That's why we need to take this pudding bastard out, so we can sort him out, and then these oozes will just become the mindless, well, things that they should be.
Could you not potentially create something like a bit of a choke point or something that you can try and funnel the users into? That will.
Well, that's what the gates are in theory, but we don't want to let them into the city proper. We don't want to get overwhelmed. There are a few choke points. But I think the idea is that we split the force, we draw it out to each gate so that you can slip through the middle. Dorbo, like, yeah, from what we've seen, I don't know if I think I did hear that you went through the gate, the wrong gate, and did you see how many oozes there were? Hundreds of them. You are clearly powerful heroes. I've seen the things that you have done, but I don't even think you could take on. You've already lost one of your own, but despite how strong you are, 1.5, yeah. So I don't think it's a fight we can win unless it is surgical, and we cut straight to the heart of the problem, which is the Pudding King.
Is there a third way in? If you are all pulling towards your respective main gates to the area, would we line up beforehand at a separate place? Enter in that way once they're distracted.
I mean, there may be other ways around to where he is.
And then once there, do you have any blueprints of the building itself so we can discern the best way to get in? Where they might be holed up?
Right, we can search the records, but Senna, we're like, you have to understand this building was lost hundreds of years ago, so it is circular. It does have straight walls, but it has no corners. It's rounded. The roof is circular.
How many levels?
Just the one. It is not a big building. We are gnomes. We don't need huge buildings. It would be, it would be a bit of a waste.
Sounds like it's just one room.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then we'll find them pretty easily.
I think so. I mean, even if we pull away most of the uses, I think there will still be a number that will guard it. You'll see. No one has got very close that has come back, so it's hard to know.
Are there any windows? I'm thinking of an upper... You said there's no upper level, but I'm just wondering if there's a way we can bypass anything at ground level.
The door will be like, the only way into... You're not going to like it. Yeah, the only way you can get into there without going through the doors or the windows is through the pipeline from the old acid pit. And you don't want to be going through there. Not unless you want to burn your skin off. We used to have a right when you got elected to the head of a guild. We had like a font, and we would use acid to give you a mark to when you are elected. You become the king or the queen, and Dorbo will like roll up a sleeve, and you'll see this sort of. It looks like a brand, but it's clearly been done with acid. It is indented instead of like a scar. That font leads to the acid lines, and yeah, you could go if you could find a way to get through, but I think it would kill you, to be honest.
It might not kill Surdy.
Yeah, he seems a sturdy little Surdy.
How big is this pipe?
That's big enough for a person, yeah.
What,
But
to stand?
Yeah, you could crawl through, even a big elf like yourself, but it's full of acid.
Hands and knees, or?
It's full of acid. Swimming.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't have it's not a residue. It's actually full. Okay.
Yeah, you'd look like a lizard shank on the way out, like a kebab.
What is the point of an acid pipe?
Just to transport acid.
It's a common industrial ingredient, zinc, for various processes.
Oh yeah, it's used for all sorts of manufacturing. It's a big export. We sell it quite a lot where we used to. But sadly we can't sell anything because it's all the wrong side of the city. Yeah, it is a stupid thing when you say it like that, but as I say, it was an old rite where we would brand the king and queen and anyone that was elected to show that they had been nominated. Acid was more readily available than fire. We don't have a lot of zirkwood here, as you can see, so we don't waste wood with fires if we can avoid it. Right. Well, I am going to go and bolster the Western Front with these weapons, which I greatly appreciate, Dorbo and Seni, and I look forward to the gates being opened at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And he will do a little bow, which doesn't look very genuine. It's a bit clumsy.
Could we also add some sanitation equipment to the delivery? And then Grim will just like be trying to surreptitiously wipe something off of his shoe.
Whilst I am thinking about it, is it possible that if we deal with this weird thing, sending your earth elementals a bit bonkers, then we could potentially include some of them in the scrap? Would they be of any particular use? Or Because you effectively have multiple siege weapons.
Yeah, we do, but it's not. We don't use them in the lost part of the city because they can get turned, and then we have to fight them as well. I mean, we have got very good at summoning elementals and then not turning on us. You know, amateur casters often have them turn, but we are experts. But send them in there, and yeah, they turn, and then you're stuffed, I think is the word.
Well, if we get the thing turning them resolved, they could be rather helpful. Punching a few users to death.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, but maybe Caladoran's shrine is in there, and if we could recover it, that might give us more protection, yourselves
Is in
included.
where?
Inside the Rockblight.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got some things to think about anyway. The sooner we can tackle Pudding King, the better for all of your peoples. But maybe a delay is going to make it easier in the long run. I mean, we could always sneak in before you open the gates and make a noise, as it were, to attack in force and then find a way that way. We don't necessarily need to go through the acid. I mean, as Captain Pink mentioned, the acid doesn't bother me too much, but it probably would everyone else. But just for punctuation, I'll spit a blob of acid onto the floor and let it sizzle away.
City, are you suggesting we be a distraction for the distraction?
No, I'm suggesting we sneak in and hide, they distract, and then we're in there ready to go into the Parliament.
Yeah. It's a shame. I quite like the idea of being a distraction for the distraction.
Doorbell will say, right, you can leave the carts, just to bring back the lizards, leave the carts there. And they will unhitch the lizards, bring them back through. The guards will come the other side of the gate. Anyone that wishes to stay inside can. We're going to close the gates now.
We want to be in the city, don't we?
Did she leave Chico outside?
Yeah, we want to be in the city.
Okay.
Yes, we don't want to be outside with Chico.
Not this time.
Chipgrin gives you a wave, cheeky smile. Laters. And he will march off into the darkness.
Later.
With his retinue, pulling one of the carts behind him, but leaving the other two for now. And as you step through, the gnomes close the gate. Torbo and Senny will be. We'll have a think about when we do this attack. If you learn anything else and you think there is a better time, please tell us, and we will mobilize. It is clear you are friends of Blingdenstone, and it is clear that we are all allies in this fight. It is not your fight, but you have chosen, for whatever reason, to support us. And those of you that survive, we will reward you as generously as we can. And Senny will pitch in. Yeah, I cannot thank you enough. Finally, it feels like my people are united, and it is in no small part because of your actions. So, yeah, if you learn anything, please tell us. We shall start preparing. We shall start telling our people that from tomorrow, the gates shall no longer be closed.
In that vein, before the meeting, I asked Chipgrin, if he had any problems with the elementals that you're similar to the ones you're having. He said that they'd been spared it in that part of the city, but he did mention they had learned that there was something from the plane of air in Rockblight. They thought some sort of dust that prevented approach. They didn't venture forward. They had enough to deal with. I don't know if it's something you already know of, or but at least information is important. So
we don't have a lot of information. We know there is something that is twisting our elementals. Some have posed it could be from the elemental plane of air. Some have claimed it is a drow curse on the stone of the place. Yeah, we don't really know, if I'm honest. I mean, if you could deal with it, being able to take earth elementals into that area would give us a hell of a lot of better chance to give you time to get in and out. As Dorbo says, I think an hour is realistic. Any longer, we would struggle to hold. But if you can get him, then I think the battle would be easy. A lot easier than it would be with the Pudding King in place.
Do your earth elementals have any resistances or weaknesses?
Gonna have to look, sorry. Yeah, well, I mean, you can't poison them. They don't hitting them is not massively effective unless your weapons are magic.
I would imagine it's the same for anything made of air.
Yeah, but to be honest, they still get hurt by. Yeah, they still get hurt by acid and magic and all that kind of thing. So they're not immune to anything but poison. Although they look like stone, they are in a way living. But they are very strong. Very strong.
if this thing that you are unsure of were to be something from the plane of air, like Chipgrin suggests,
Yeah.
do you have any ideas of how to combat something like that? I mean, what eats air?
We have
Fire.
not.
Fire eats air.
That makes sense, but we have not seen this thing. I'm not convinced it exists. So you know as much as we do. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I would counsel trying to defeat it, but if you think you can, again, we would be most grateful.
A few questions have occurred to me. One, if one of us was to be turned to stone, do you have the abilities outside of the sending stones to unpetrify us?
You'd have to talk to Kazook if he has that, but I think he would need the proper ingredients for it. I don't know what they are, but I know he has in the past.
Okay, we can talk to Kazook.
I'll be honest, we have a lot of people turned into stone and they are still stone, so that suggests we do not have the ingredients. But Kazook would know what you need to make a potion.
With the crystals we found when we reconned last session.
Crystals?
I was going to then take out a crystal and go, what use does this usually have? Do you know what this is?
And she'll look at it, look through it. Well, crystals can bend light, so yeah, you see, and she'll hold it up near a torch and sort of turn it, and you will see like a rainbow of light as it separates the light. Yeah, it kind of filters the light and splits it. Don't know what the value of it is.
Something someone might look through?
Yeah, I think they probably use it to make eyeglasses. If you've ever seen them.
How long would it take to make eyeglasses for all of us?
Could
I mean,
They
actually
can be
do with-
crude as you like.
I don't
Um,
know. Kazook is the only one I know in all of Blingdenstone with eyeglasses.
It sounds like we need to go see Kazook.
I think I do recall I asked Kazook to make me a pair of glasses before.
I'm Captain.
Mm.
Odin. Can I remind you where we found this? Perhaps it doesn't work.
We did some specific investigating and determined that the person that was holding a piece didn't quite get it in place in time.
Okay. If you're sure, because
No, but that's what it looked like.
they were there and very much stone.
Yeah, but where they were looking, where their eye line was looking, the glass wasn't interposing, so it wasn't being used, should we say?
Okay then, if it's worth a try. I
So
just
we're going to need
point it
circular
out.
glasses with blinders.
Yeah.
Like a horse.
I'm not sure we need blinders.
Oh well, there's some people have glasses that have like little things on the side. I've got a pair somewhere.
Just make some flat pieces of this or something we can hold in front of our faces that's maybe a bit bigger. It doesn't have to be glasses.
Good goggles.
Doorbell
I'm just
Wolf.
aware that those of us
Sorry, go on. Those of
that
us.
need to hold weapons or use our hands to cast, that's where the risk of not holding something up would come into
That's
play.
fair. I mean, I could put something on
Shield
top of
for
my
your
shield.
face.
I have my shield. If I could put something above my shield, that would do me, and it'd be easy to make. Make more time for you making glasses.
The shield for your face would do.
Then how would you see?
It's
Well,
see-through.
Shield made of
Oh, you mean the
glass.
entire shield
Yeah.
made out of? Yeah. I don't think
My
we have
shield
enough
already
crystal
works
for
in your
that.
face.
Doorbell will say, "Oh yeah, there was one of Kazook's apprentices was I think looking for something to combat the Medusa. I think there was a theory that you could look through those crystals, and yeah, I think you're right. I think you're onto something. But if did you? The gnome never came back, so you said he didn't get it in front of his eyes. So could it be he just didn't get it in time, or does it not work? I think the theory was you could, as long as you had one hand free, you could look through it.
That was the point I was raising, but
Yeah.
I think the conclusion was we don't know if it worked or not, so it's worth a try.
Mm.
Where is Kazoo?
Market probably. That's where we've usually found him. That or in the tavern. Also, think I have to say, I do think if we're making glasses for everyone, it would cost you a hand, but I do think a pair of lorgnette glasses would suit you. The ones on the stick that you hold.
Yeah, that sounds pretty classy.
That's perfect for Tim. For taking out of character. I can just imagine this fairy buzzing around going,
The whole point is that I need to be able to keep my hands free, not look good.
But it does matter that you would look good after the fact, doesn't it?
Does. If this is
You-
successful, I may get those commissions.
Could you get them automated like the rest of you? Pops out.
Yeah, if
The
we're
thing about
talking
the-
after the fact.
automated features. They're a bit surprising and horrific, whereas the idea of purposefully choosing to raise my spectacles to look down at someone that feels like a choice. Anyway,
let me give you some gravitas, Captain.
do you think I need gravitas?
Well, I mean, more couldn't hurt.
No, you're right.
Throw it in, and when
Hello.
all this is done, we will get you a monocle. I think it only fitting.
I think an actual pair of glasses would be quite helpful, but I would be fine with a monocle if we're short of resources.
Wait. Is that why you keep missing?
Possibly. Things are a bit of a blur whenever I look at them.
Well, where do we get more of this stuff then? It wasn't only in the cave we found it, was it?
Back in Rockblight, I think.
Well, maybe Kazook will know.
Yeah. Let's go see Kazook.
Okay. You head through to the marketplace. It is about 20 to 7 in the evening now. You can see messengers running about the city, pinning up posters, literally knocking on doors, talking to people in the streets. You hear a little gnome town crier in the marketplace ringing a little bell and saying, hey, citizens of Blingdenstone, and sort of announcing that an alliance has been made with the were-rats, and hereforth they shall be freed from 8 in the morning tomorrow, bar 3 days of the month where they are at risk. So you can kind of feel the atmosphere changing, and it's there's a little bit of tension, but there's also a little bit of excitement and nervousness. But generally, it feels like the city is busy bringing about change. You see Kazook selling potions as you would expect, and sees you all approach. Yeah, I've already heard. You've been busy. It's impressive. Can't believe you managed to do that, but yeah, maybe we can take back the city.
Thank you, Kazook, you little rascal. We need you to make us pairs of glasses out of a strange crystal we found.
The crystal?
Show him the crystal.
From Rockblight, is it?
Oh, I mean,
He
can we
starts
get it from anywhere else?
looking through it.
I mean, do you have it, or can we get it from anywhere else? Do we have to go back into Rockblight to get it?
I don't have any of this. I sent my apprentice Seth in to get some of these, and he didn't come back. We have a theory that if you look through this, the petrifying effect of a Medusa will not work. The fact that he didn't come back, I think perhaps is part of the problem. I could make glasses out of this, but I fear it needs to be quite thick to be effective if it works. So I would personally just use it look through it with one hand.
I mean, we have a little bit of bad news for you. I think that may be the bit of crystal that your assistant was trying to use. We sort of found them, and they were stones. But it doesn't look like they managed to look through the crystal. So the theory may not be dead.
Right. Well, there is means to turn people back. I need a gland from a basilisk, from the neck. If you find them, maybe if we take the city, I can, with enough time and enough basilisks, turn everyone back.
I mean, I think he seemed fairly in good shape. Just, I'm sorry. I'm maybe not doing this very tactfully.
It's fine. He's been gone for months.
Do we know the whereabouts of any basilisks? Because that's what we need, more monsters.
They'll be in Rockblight.
Yeah, so assuming we can make it out with one, at least one of us, we could potentially bring the others back.
Yeah, but they can turn you to stone as well. It's
Good.
kind of the... Nature has a fickle sense of humor. It's like to turn, like the cure for something is often in the thing that causes the poison. It's kind of stupid in a way. You get turned to stone trying to turn your friend back from stone. It's ironic.
I think we've lost some.
Sorry, Matt's accent and saying that this has an
I don't even know what Tom's saying right now.
I know. He's lost. He's gone. Man down.
What did I say? What did I say?
You said nature has a funny sense of humour in that accent. It just.
Yeah.
Spellcasters that need to prepare, do you have ideas about what's going to be useful? I'm assuming we're going to go tomorrow, which will give us everyone a chance to make any preparations. Did we need a spell gem as well to put into that? One sec, let me check my notes.
You have a spell gem.
Yeah, okay. We've got one. Okay. We have, yeah, okay. We have to place that spell gem into the menhir. If we can find it.
I can't remember why. What's that for?
I think that might have been something to do with Ogremok's Bane, but I'm not 100% sure.
It was to reconsecrate a holy area of Caladoran smooth hands. So it is a place of worship, effectively, but it has been corrupted.
Okay. So we've got the spell gem. Okay, so that's that bit done. We don't have anything for reversing petrification yet, so we should be careful. And we know we might be up against something elementally and earth elementally, so we should be prepared for that as well.
Trips, as we did before, into Rockblight to pick up more of this material. Sort of short little
forays.
Yes. We don't need to go far in. I mean, there was plenty around where we were. We could go in and pick some, and then come back and maybe be prepared to go deeper once we have the equipment.
Each time we find something useful, we can come back and bank it. If that's what you mean.
Yeah.
And
I mean, how long would
potentially
it
thin
take?
the ranks.
How long would it take to make a guard or something rudimentary for us to look through to move deeper into Rockblight and hopefully solve the problem?
I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm just going to have to hold something. that does limit me to melee only, because I can't shoot a bow and arrow with one hand.
I mean, this is what I'm trying to say. I could mount something on my shield and it would suit me fine because I tend to look over the top of it anyway. But those of us that need to move more freely, perhaps we could fashion something around the head. Not necessarily glasses, but it just needs to hold it in front of your face. I think, some sort of headdress, something. I know what I'm trying to say, but something to hold it in front of your face. Doesn't need to be glasses, as it were. That's very
It doesn't need to be all of us, but yes, you're right. Someone like Sev, it would benefit you.
I mean, gnomes are famous for their ingenuity. Surely they'll be able to fashion something quite, even if it's only crude, like a band with like a square piece of that crystal and just like a band around the head, or attached to a hat or a helmet, or
Is it?
without.
Is
Yeah,
that
sorry.
something?
Drifted
I know
away.
you said you it might have to be very thick to make glasses, but if at least one maybe headband visor for
Just like a visor that could maybe flick up and down as needed.
Yeah, if you give me a half a day, I could maybe make one.
Just like the idea we're going to start going around wearing what is effectively a welding helmet.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Is this enough crystal for one? I think I took 3. I wrote it down.
Yeah. If it covers both eyes, then yeah, I think so.
So it's half a day, and then
If you want me to make it into a helmet, I'm not really a blacksmith, but I know enough to make.
I'm just trying to think of time. I mean, half a day for one, and then if we go and fetch some more, then half a day for another, etc., etc. We could be here for a few days before we can even tackle this. Is that something we wish?
Well, no, just for Sev. Or is there anyone else that truly needs both hands?
I do more damage with 2.
Then Grim as well.
Or, like Serdi was saying, it can just attach to my shield.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
would that be faster?
We could
yeah.
stick a bit.
I mean, I could bodge something. It's going to make you, with a helmet, it's going to make your peripheral vision worse. You might not see as well, but if it works, it stops you being a statue. It's great.
Oh, just stick it on top of my shield. I can try and look through it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I've got some very strong glue, if you want, but it will be on there forever. Like, that's it. Once it's on, it's not coming off.
I'm not precious. I mean, should we go and get some more for Sev's helmet, and we can, Grim and I can stick 2 of these onto our shields and look through them.
I am a bit precious about my shield. Is there a less permanent way of attaching it?
A surrogate shield in the market.
Yeah, I could just
I
stick
like
it on
my shield.
with normal glue, but maybe if I use my sovereign glue, it won't come off ever. It will break before it comes off. If I use normal glue, it may come off in the fight if it gets hit. There's a risk, but it's up to you.
I'll take a normal glue one, please.
We can just take another half day and have 2 visors made. And this time tomorrow, in we go.
Sounds like a plan, Captain.
Give me a shield then, Serdi.
There you go. I'm not precious. Just
He will take this tiny little pot out of his bag. It is literally, it's tiny with the tiniest little lid you've ever seen. And as he opens it, you can see there's like just a pin inside the lid, and on the bottom of the pin is just a single drop of something. And he will touch one drop onto your shield. Put the crystal on there, but don't touch the liquid.
He'll do it.
Just put it where you want it. And as you put it on, you just, you feel it. You press down, and then instantly it's stuck in place. I hope you like it there. It's permanent forever. And then,
Thank you.
we'll close the very tiny jar, put that away, and then you'll get this like green goop out, which kind of looks almost like chewing gum, but it's clearly some sort of fungus. And he will. Do you want one on your shield? You don't want it permanent.
Not.
No, I don't like the risk of it falling off. We'll get 2 visors.
Yes, ma'am. And he'll hold his shield a little bit tighter.
Okay, okay. All right,
Captain,
fine.
what about you and Drodin, are you going to just get normal crystals while we're in there and have them hanging somehow in front of your face? You're going to do it.
I can just use Mage Hand to continuously hold a crystal in front of my face. I'm sure that won't go wrong.
No?
Well, that's clever.
You know, I did have makeshift goggles of night. If I could replace the lens in them, or just dangle them over, I don't.
You still have those goggles of night, I think, but they only work for like an hour a day, don't they, or something?
Yeah,
They
but I don't need it now because I made a pact. I don't want anything that takes up more of Kazook's time. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
just hold it.
Well, I have 2 great healing potions for sale. If you want more, I can't make the visors and the healing. Just need to let me know what you prefer.
Visors.
Visors, 2. Okay, you got 2 crystals. Leave them. What
How
helmets have you got? Or so who are they going on? Sev.
Still
7 Grim.
set for me, yeah.
So Sev doesn't wear a helmet, right?
No. I'm happy for mine to just be on a leather band or a cap, or doesn't need to be armor.
I'll put it in a mask, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Any
Sounds-
preference?
Black shiny leather
Kinky.
and a zip across there if you've got anything.
A zip, yeah. Okay.
Not
Okay.
a ball.
No,
Well, if you have a zip, you can add a ball whenever you want.
you've got the option then. Keep your options open.
Yeah. Okay. And for Grim, do you wear a helmet?
No, me hair protects me head.
Yeah, hair. Okay. So you want? Do you want a helmet or just some kind of fancy hair grip?
Quite the hair grip, if that's okay. Captain, is that okay? I don't want to.
I want a fancy hair grip. Can I borrow it sometime?
Oh, look at you with
He has-
lorgnette glasses and a fancy hair grip.
Grim has got some quite interesting, like in his plaits, he's got like different bits of metal work and jewelry like braided into it. He's quite a fancy boy, really.
That would
Tiny
look very
bit.
good on you.
We should try and see if we can find you some adamantine bead beards. Bead beards? Beard beads.
Beard beads. It's all very strategically braided.
Yeah. Okay. I'll work on those. Are they urgent?
Yes.
It's kind of the end of my day. I can make one tonight and one tomorrow.
By the way, what was the price of this work?
It's fine. It's fine. I think you've
We
done...
are using it to help
Yeah,
clear the Rockblight and
I didn't want
therefore
to
get.
assume.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
it's
it'll
fine.
help keep your drow boy alive.
It's on me. If you would, I would have to sell you the potions, though. It's kind of have to feed, have to eat and keep the shop going. It's 100 gold each. Can't remember how much they are, actually. Aren't they 150?
I have one greater.
Sorry, 150 for 2. Greater, yeah.
I have one greater
Mm-hmm.
and one normal.
Grim needs one.
I
Some-
have my own abilities.
I have no method of healing.
Have a great.
Odin needs one.
Just
That's
one
the
is 75.
Sorry, Sodi?
I have a greater healing of potions, just one.
We may as well while we're here. We don't know the next time we'll be in a city. We don't know how many of us will go down in this fight. Let's take both for 150. Then
Guys.
everyone here has one.
Done. Okay. I'll get working. Like I say, if you come back by noon, I'll have 2. If you come by in the
Thank you.
morning, I'll have 1 ready. If you decide you want to go early. So. Excuse me, I'm going to get working.
Thank you.
Thank you. Captain, do we need to pop in and get some more for him? Or
Yes, I think myself and Drodin will need enough to look through. So 2 more pieces.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on.
we can sneak in and pick some out.
Last thing for the day, and then a nap, and a suicidal mission in the morning. Or just another day for the crew.
Yep.
I'm going to retroactively take that power nap from earlier because I just realised I don't have all of my hit points yet. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, does someone have a basic shield? Oh, I have one. It says here Malice had a shield.
Mm-hmm.
I have a basic shield.
If we get a 3rd piece, then we could, God help me, bring Darendil with us.
No, that's
Will
true.
he even fit through like the tunnels and doorways?
Yeah, he probably would, the big ones, yeah.
I mean, it can't hurt, can it? We have some.
Another hand to carry the dead. Or petrified.
That's what Ambrose does.
Yes, but we could barely take them between us last time, so
Oh, what about Ambrose? Serdi?
Well, I should get him to close his eyes, I guess. I mean, he can hide behind me. I don't know. He can't really fit glasses. Doesn't hold a shield, so I shall have him hide behind me well enough, and hopefully I'll go in front, and I'll tell him to hide if we see anything and don't look. Doesn't need to be in harm's way.
Okay.
Okay, so you're heading into Rockblight.
Yeah.
just the first bit.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Just
really
the tip.
worried about Ambrose now.
You approach the gates. The guards now recognize you and are ready for you, and as you approach, they begin unlocking the doors without even asking. Doors open, and you find yourself back in the tunnel at the crossroads. You pass by a huge pool of water and the home where you found the banshees, which is where you are. You see the stone steps carved out of the rock face leading up, and the gentle glow of these crystals.
Can I make a suggestion? I already have this on me, and if I go up first, looking through it, and I'm also fairly handy at sneaking, as is Seb. If Seb follows closely behind, perhaps Seb and I, if it's safe, can get some of it while you wait at the bottom of the stairs, just in case. Come and give us assistance.
That sounds fine to me. I'm going to see whether these goggles fit Ambrose.
I mean,
I'll
we just
join.
need to sneak up and get some of this crystal and get away, don't we? We're not doing anything else.
No.
If something goes wrong, scream very loudly.
So I shall look through my shield and sneak up.
I'm going to get out the polished steel mirror that I got from Malice. I'm not going to look through it, but I'll just have it in hand, to hand, should I say.
Okay. Move to where you would like to move to.
So I shall go looking through
The closest crystal.
Yeah.
You look at these crystals and they are the ones nearest to you. You took the three largest, and what's left seem to be almost like tiny little pieces that are beginning to form, or perhaps they're buried in the ground. You're not sure how these things come to be, whether they're ancient and have been uncovered or whether they actually grow. These ones, they feel too small. You would have to hold two small ones in front of your eyes to cover both eyes.
From where I am then, can I see or identify if there are any that are appropriate size and where they would be?
There definitely seems to be a large one here with lots of small shards coming off, like the ones you broke off, and one.
Where was that? Here?
Here and here.
Oh, this is the top one.
Yeah, I'm just seeing where you can see. If I click on you. Yeah, so the ones that look like there is lots of, kind of, I don't know, up to 12 inches across.
Okay.
Quite large that you could physically hold and still have enough to cover both eyes. Maybe here.
Light? Sorry.
They are emitting light. Yeah, the smaller ones are not emitting any light. The larger ones, which is here, are emitting most of the light. This one here on the left, is emitting a little bit, but it's not as bright. But these small ones just seem to be reflecting the light of the others. They don't seem to emit their own.
So from here, it looks like there's other entrances into that chamber, sort of from there, a large something right the other way, and then something to the south as well. So quite a lot of access to this area.
Do you think we could sneak to one of the nearest? I mean, there.
Yeah, that's why we came.
Or there, and see if we can just pinch some and leave. We don't need to go across the hallway, do we? Let's just be careful.
Yeah. The least we have to go in. Where are we going for? This back one?
No. I was thinking that there looks some bigger ones just closer than that. Look here. Or here.
I think DM
mean-
said they weren't quite big enough.
Oh, okay.
The one on the left is you might be able to get something from it, but it doesn't seem to be as brightly lit as the larger ones.
With
They
the-
just these smaller ones seem to reflect the light that's given off by the others, as opposed to creating their own. The shards that you took before were from one that was glowing, and you realise now that you took them from this part here, and the light seems to have diminished since you took them. Whether that's related or not, it's up to you. But you could take the ones from here, or it's up to you.
Well, I'm gonna go for it because I'm a sneaky mofo.
Okay, I shall follow. I'll
Sneaky.
Sam's moving up.
My
ahead.
legs aren't moving now. I've taken my boots off and just my toes are moving.
Instead of moving ahead with the mirror, I'm gonna kind of lag behind him and try and take his back, if you know what I mean. We're looking through the shield to try and see if anything comes from behind him while he gets to the crystal.
Okay. From where you are, both are, you see this huge crystal, and it seems to have smaller shards. Again, about 12 inches in length, a few inches deep, which seem to be separating off of it. It's almost like they're slowly peeling away. It's quite odd. They almost seem organic now that you look at them, and quite uniform. You think you could just pull them off. There is a staircase to your left which leads up, and there is one straight ahead of you which seems to lead down, and you can actually smell quite a deep, rich, earthy smell from that direction. There is also a staircase leading down behind you here, if it lets me click. Here.
Yeah.
And another here.
I think if I'm sort of protecting Savage against the crystal, given my sense of smell,
Mm-hmm.
I think I should probably turn instinctively towards the one that emitted the earthy smell and just look through the crystal and kind of, that feels like the one that needs guarding. But I will keep an eye out. I'll try and turn and keep an eye out on the others periodically, but I think principally I shall be facing that one.
Okay.
So, just
So
like
that is this staircase, and as you face towards it and sniff, the air feels warm. It's very slight. It's hard to notice, but the air from there is earthy and warm. And Sev, with your passive, as you're looking at this big crystal, and then another large one to the right of it, you realise that there is another passage leading down the side of the cavern there.
from memory, when Tink took the last set of crystals, how much noise did they make when they were plucked or snapped or?
Kind of the sound of breaking glass for a split second.
Okay. And if I pause right now and just listen, am I hearing anything?
Get out of jail free card or something.
Huh?
I don't know. I just heard get out of jail free card. I don't know what that is. No, you don't hear anything. But you do as you're concentrating and looking. Again, you feel like there's warm air rising up from the passage from ahead of you where you're looking. It's like a very gentle breeze, and the air is just slightly warmer. It smells earthy, but it smells good. It's not like an unpleasant smell. It's not a rotten smell. It's quite a rich and wholesome smell. It's very, very weird that it strikes you that way.
Can you smell that, Serdi?
Very much.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't. I don't think it's anything I recognise. It just smells.
I'm gonna take a piece of this, or as many pieces as I can grab. I'm gonna make a noise. Are you ready to run if need be?
Give me the word.
Okay. On 3, and then I count in, and I do a trolley dash, grab as many pieces as I can. I do keep. No, fuck it, I don't. I'll grab as many pieces as I can with both arms, and
Okay,
once
either
I've done,
give
go on.
me a dex. Well, you can give me a dexterity ability check to break them off as quickly as possible. They're not hard to break off. Okay, and then you're going.
Yeah, so after the initial sort of noise, I'm going to stop again and listen to see if anything's reacting to the noise.
So as you grab the crystal and you pull, there is a sound of breaking glass, and then you see a whole side of the crystal seems to like crack and shatter and falls to the ground with a crash.
Oh.
And you just
And
hear
after
the
that?
ding, 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 and all these crystals just, you've got one in your hand and then there's lots of them just sliding
Shit.
across the floor.
City, let's go.
I'll grab it. Then he's at my feet. I'll grab it and I'll run as well.
And we'll probably dash back to where we came from.
Okay. With your perception, Serdi and Sev, as you leave, you hear this grunting, heavy breathing off from the sort of southwest of the cavern. Was it southwest? Actually, sorry, no, it would be right is north on these maps. Just to add confusion, so sort of the northwards, which is the right-hand side of the map, that sort of northernmost tunnel going downwards, you hear scrubbling and heavy breathing and grunting.
Didn't go quite as well as I thought. We may have alerted something or some things to our presence. We should probably get out of here.
Have they got enough for 1, 2, 3 of us?
I got one piece.
Got one piece in his hand. It's big enough, but so
if we need to go, we need to go.
And if we're equipped, resource-wise, to want to try and stand or at least see what it is, then I'm happy to do that. I just don't know how tired everyone is.
We could always send Irvi to take a look.
What happens when Irvi is turned to stone?
I don't know. Never had
Not-
a familiar turned to stone before.
as you're having this conversation,
30.
you see these grey-skinned, pale-eyed, they're kind of quite saggy-looking, distorted features. Their arms seem slightly too long, and they're lumbering into the cave. And you realise quite quickly that their eyes are closed and they are sniffing the air. You see one of them approach the crystal and it's like sniffing, as if it's trying to get a scent of something. You see its
What do they do?
mouth open, and you just hear it kind of go, and the others sort of turn and look at it, and then it sniffs the air and faces towards the steps that you're on.
Did they look like they used? I mean, they look like gnome size. They used to be gnomes, or were they?
No, they're much bigger. They're more like human-sized, and they, again, you see two of them break the corner, and they are sniffing, following the scent, heading towards you. You see more of them.
I'll carry on to the rest of the guys. I didn't quite get far enough up the stairs before I swept my rates down. I'm running after Seb.
Yeah, it's not paused, so you can move up to the group if you want. What would you like to do?
Shall I just throw a fireball at them?
Yes. Could you just pop up, throw a fireball, and then we'll...
I'm glad. So no, hold on. I'm about to throw a bloody fireball at them once they get cluster up again.
I shall turn round and hold my shield up and back down the stairs towards everyone else to try.
I am going to throw a fireball. It won't let me put the template down, which is very rude. But I'm going to use that lovely feature I have that will let me change the damage type. So I'm going to turn it to thunder damage because normal materials don't like thunder, apparently.
Okay.
And my idea is I'm trying to break apart some of the crystals and do 2 jobs with 1
As long as
stone.
it doesn't shatter them.
As long as it doesn't completely annihilate them.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to reduce them to pebbles.
Well, there's more in there. We can, if the worst comes to worst, we can go in and get more once they're clear.
I mean, you see this tiny mote of fire shoot forward like you would expect normally, and when it hits the center of the spot that Drodin aims at, instead of the burst of flame, there is the crack of thunder, and you see this pulse go outwards. All of the crystals here and here, you just see them shatter into shards. You see these grey, grotesque creatures sort of grab their heads, and just one after the other, it's like pop, 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 their heads go. And they are dead.
Oh. They don't have to make the dex save or anything?
Doesn't matter.
Oh dear.
That might attract more things, so if we're gonna smash and go, we need to smash and go.
I love your character's new catchphrase.
Yes, let's do that whole smash and go thing.
Yeah,
So
we haven't got enough.
Oh yeah, let's quickly get a crystal.
Yes, do we have enough for everyone yet? Run up and get some more while they're...
How many more do we need?
Berendil, Drodin, myself, potentially Ambrose.
4.
So you got 1, so 3.
3 more.
I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh.
Why do you hate us?
I don't hate you. But I think a large crack of thunder is probably justified. I mean, it's just so that you can do it in order. We'll take turns in order. Everyone can say what they want to do. Okay. Okay.
Seb's got this.
Yeah. So, Sev, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to triple dash.
Okay.
Which that's my first 30 to there.
Yep.
60, and then move over 90 gets me to there, just the other side of that thunder. So, here we go. Where am I? I think it just got me to just there, I guess. But then I can't do anything else because that's every action.
Okay. Sev takes off, like unbelievable speed. He sprints through the fallen bodies of these strange people, and as you run through them, Sev, you see that on their belts, some of them have what look like human bones, gnome bones. A couple of them have skulls on their belts. One of them even seems to have, looks like a gnawed bone, and you can see it still has a hand on the end of it.
Oh.
And that's your lot, is it?
Yeah.
Serdi.
I will take the example and dash. I'll double dash. I'll dash up as far as I can. They both hit me with 70. So I can get up there with Sev at that big crystal.
Okay.
And I will start looking around to see if I can see big bits that we can grab that or chip off again. Just to make a dash and run.
Smash and grab, as Grim would say.
Yeah. Okay. So you need to break some off. It is an action, and I just need a dex ability check just to see how it goes under pressure, at least.
That'll be next turn, I guess, won't it?
Yeah.
Use my dash, yeah.
Okay, Drodin.
Hello. I'm just going to move up over here, which is a full dash.
Okay.
Oh, everyone's coming. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I'm going to offer some degree of support, and I would also like to have Irvi dash, but I can't move them, unfortunately.
Okay. No problem. Where do you want Irvi to move to?
Well, they have a
Nice.
60-foot fly speed, so let's put them here.
Okay, here. And what height is Irvi flying up to?
Say 15 feet.
15 feet. Okay.
That'll be me.
Okay, and you can see through Irvi's eyes, right?
I have to spend time to do that.
Okay, so you don't. Fair enough.
No, I'm not at present.
Okay.
Oh no. Nobody likes question mark dice.
Who's next? Tink.
I dash to the top of the stairs, backwards. I do not look.
Okay, I'm going to say going flying or walking.
I'm always flying unless stated otherwise.
Okay. I'm going to say that's probably going to slow you down going backwards. Are you fine with that?
Yeah? So where did I come from? Here. And I'm just going to the top of the stairs, so...
Okay.
I was going to action dash it so I could get to... Do you want to half my movement?
Yeah, probably half. If that's okay. If you're going backwards, because you got to kind of look over your shoulder and fly backwards, I think it would be quite hard. Or you can just go for it, and you can roll me a dex ability check or acrobatics or something to see how well you fly at speed. It's your call. But if you roll poorly,
I'll roll
you
acrobatics.
might. Yeah, if you roll poorly, you might hit the wall.
Too cocky.
Too cocky. Okay.
Pardon?
Is that where you're starting? Where you are there?
No, that's where I got to with 30 feet.
Okay. You make it to there, but I think you kind of bump into the wall and come out of the air, and you're now standing on your feet. So
Oh,
you make
gotcha.
the full movement, but
That's fine.
is that okay? Anything
Yep.
else? It's just going at speed backwards is quite hard. Grim.
Can I hear anything down here on the level that I'm on?
The only thing you can hear down there is the sound of a waterfall.
Okay.
It's a little distance away, but it's definitely there.
I've only got little legs,
You
but I'm gonna
have.
follow my captain.
That's your other catchphrase. I've only got little legs.
Smash and grab, smash and grab.
Smash
love
and
it.
go. Get the frick out of it. And then I am not close enough to people with my tiny legs. Du-du-du. I want to stay near captain, but I think I need to just keep running just in case.
It's your call.
Yeah, bonus well, no, not bonus action because I'm not rogue. Action dash. And is that? Can I see it? There's nothing else in there. It's still just the dead bodies.
It's these dead bodies of these weird grey, distended, mutated looking, horrific. They smell. And as you get closer, and Drodin would see this as well, you realise that they're not closing their eyes. They don't seem to have any.
Oi. That doesn't make me feel any better.
No, I can't imagine it would.
I don't like this. And I have no useful bonus actions at this point, so that's just the end of my go.
Okay. Top of the round. You hear like a hissing sound. And there is a slight ledge here. And you see this form, this female form. The eyes seem to glow, even you're not looking directly, I assume at this point, seem to glow purple. You recognise the purple grey skin of a drow, and her hair is a mass of movement as she reaches up with clawed hands and pulls herself up over this slight ledge. And then you see that she, not only does she have hairs of snakes, but her lower body is that of a snake as well. And she seems to be attracted by the sound. And she will move forward as far as she can. I'm just looking at who potentially would be looking in that direction at this time, and I think, sorry, Jim, I think it would be Drodin.
It
That's
would
not unfair,
be Drayton.
because Serdi and Sev are like trying to get the crystals. I'm not sure they would see it.
And Joden moved up to try and be like, I will cover that side in case more things come up. So he probably would have seen it instantly. Like,
Yeah, and as you look, you're like, oh, and you realise, and your eyes meet for a split second. Can you give me a DC 14 con save, please?
If I turn into a statue, remember me fondly. use me as a good decor on the figurehead of the ship or something.
We've already mourned you once. It's fine.
Yeah.
Used me as a figurehead on the ship.
The good ship rode in.
No, it's
Oh,
cool.
Okay.
It's named after his ex-girlfriend, and he'll be the figurehead. You know, it's like
Something fitting.
Drodin,
Oh,
do
no.
you have any inspiration?
Please have something.
You do have
Very good.
inspiration.
Do you have a death
Oh.
wish?
I
I will-
didn't have inspiration on my character sheet, but if you say I have inspiration, I will.
Well, I will
roll it
allow
again.
anyone to spend their inspiration to give Drodin advantage.
He gave us death inspiration for dying.
Yes, just so you can have my inspiration.
He died good.
I rolled again, and it's no better.
It is better.
No, but it is better. 5
If-
is if it's below 5, it's bad. It's very, very bad.
If you save it, if your saving throw fails by 5 or more, which you did originally, you are instantly petrified and turned to
Oh.
stone. Because you failed by 4, you are effectively restrained now and not
Right.
petrified. But you feel your muscles starting to tense, your joints stiffen. It's becoming hard to move. It is becoming hard to move.
Now you know what it's like to be in your 40s.
Yeah, welcome to your 40s. Yeah.
I already have that problem in my 30s.
You will see a bunch of these grey-skinned, blind creatures move up. A couple of them climb up, but they're not yet moving into the room. Sev.
Okay, how many crystals have I managed to grab?
Did
Oh
you
no,
roll it?
I
You didn't
I
get any
used
last
all
time.
my actions now, and you said it was an action to grab a crystal now, right?
Yeah, and if you roll me a dex check, I'll tell you how many you get. Ability
Okay.
check.
So hope I do better this time. That's better. 20 total.
20. Yeah, you managed to you learn your lesson from last time, and as you reach out and grab, you realise that there's a point where they are weakest, and you grab them, break them off, and you get 5 crystals.
5 crystals. Okay.
5 crystals, all big enough to cover your eyes with.
That was an action.
Yeah.
Bonus action. I
Eat it.
will. Eh? I will click my heels together and use, for the first time ever, because I always keep forgetting about them, is use my boots of speed, which doubles my travelling distance, walking speed.
It does. It does.
Any creature that makes an opportunity attack against me has disadvantage on the attack roll.
That's true.
So, with that in mind, Serdi has some glass. Drodin doesn't, but he's on his way anyway. Let's see how far I can get. I'm going to do, let's see, 30 feet gets me to just under Drodin. I'm assuming I'm going to receive some opportunity attacks against me.
No, they're all dead.
Oh! I thought new ones had come.
Well, they have, but they're over here.
Okay, great. Drodin, you get a crystal.
Ooh.
I've got another 30 in my normal movement.
Well, as he stood there, you could see he's got his hand out. You put the crystal in his hand, and you realise that he's barely moving.
Yeah.
He seems locked in place. He's not stone, but
Yeah.
he seems to be. He seems to be
15.
changing.
15 gets me to. Oh, that's 20 feet to Grim. You get a crystal. 20 feet. I've got 10 feet left. 10 feet left. That's my normal move. I've used a bonus action, and I've used an action. Right, that's all I can do then this turn.
Okay.
Excellent
Okay.
action economy.
Excellent. Very good. Yes. Well played. Surdy.
So I've seen.
You see Sev break off loads of crystals. He's got them in his arms, and then he clicks. He's got these red leather boots on, which he clicks the heels, and whew, literally a blur as he disappears.
Does it seem like he's got enough?
Oh, he got quite a few. You're not sure how many, but more than enough.
Okay, given everything, I think he's got more than enough that I'm buggering off as well. I won't bother grabbing any. I shall move to Drodin. And then the Drodin. I mean, you say Drodin's looking like
He looks like he's literally turned and then gone, oh, and then he's kind of like moving very slowly now. He's still holding that expression of like, oh no.
Frankie Howard for the older generation.
I'll grab him at the waist if I can try and push him back my last 5 feet. And
he's not going to resist.
I'll hold the shield up to his eyes while I'm pushing him back to try and.
Okay, so you break the gaze with the crystal, effectively.
Just hold it in front of him, so while I'm pushing against him, push him back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can move him.
Only be 5 feet left, but I'm starting to get him out.
Yeah. I'll allow that. That's good. The strange grey people are. I've moved them all already. So Drodin. You can, I believe, restrained. You can still take actions and things, but you are at a disadvantage with attack rolls and things like that. I don't think you can move, but
it's all right. What I had planned wasn't an attack action anyway. I've got one left, so I'm going to throw in a nice little psychic fireball.
Very nice.
And I'm going to move this to about here.
Okay.
Oof. It's 33 damage again.
Is that the same as last time?
33. I'm not going to roll saves for the grey skinned creatures because you see them just grab their heads, blood pours out of their ears and nose and mouth, and they drop incredibly quickly.
And what's going on with Medusa?
The Medusa, she rolls a 20 to save, so she saves.
She absolutely does save, yes.
So she
Half damage.
Half damage.
Half damage.
Okay. Well, that didn't seem right.
I think only 8 come off then, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I'll take it. I think it was a quarter. I don't know why there's a quarter option. There you go. Take the rest off. Yeah, you see her snakes sort of like all rear up at once as if they're about to strike with this psychic blast that just kills all of her allies. So, you feel your skin starting to harden. You feel your joints starting to stiffen as you cast the spell. Can you give me another Constitution saving throw, please?
I can, but it won't be good. Oh, it's actually all right.
It is good. You feel yourself growing cold. and then you just push back. You're like, no, not again. You just came back from death. You are not being a statue today. So yes, you are. The petrification seems to recede. You feel your joints free up. But that's at the end of your turn. So unfortunately, there is no movement.
I'm no longer
sorry.
restrained, is what I'm hearing.
You are no longer restrained. Tink.
Things like
Grim will
would
have
know.
shouted retreat.
Yeah.
I will have heard a fireball go off.
A thunderous one.
No, a psychic
Oh,
one.
Well, yeah.
I don't,
a psych-
what does a psychic fireball sound like?
I like to imagine it sounds like those bombs that Jango Fett kept dropping in Star Wars. Where it's just like the...
Well, I was imagining when you play wine glasses.
It sounds like dubstep.
Yeah. Wub, 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 wub.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's not as cool, but I'll take it.
Can I back up? Well, it's not back up, it's actually get closer. But my face is in a wall.
Yeah. Well, you're back.
Come
into the
away.
wall. Yeah.
See Sev? Sort of in my periphery.
Mm-hmm.
Sev, can I look in that direction?
I wouldn't know because I'm not looking in that direction, so I don't know what's behind me at the moment.
Probably in the distance here, Jordan go, I wouldn't advise it.
Good to know. I just want to see if I need sight for this.
I mean, Sev's got
What
crystals
if I
in
can
his
if I
hands.
can answer, would I be
Yeah.
able to answer?
Yeah, of course,
I would say, I've got crystals. Look at the floor, but follow my voice.
I don't think I need to be able to see where I'm casting this. So my plan is to help the retreat. We create illusion.
Okay.
But where, when I'm just pointing behind me, I guess is up to a roll of the dice, up to the DM.
Yeah, roll me a d10. I'm gonna have a grid basically. It's gonna be 9, but okay, it will be here, just above this dead body.
What are snakes afraid of?
Indiana Jones.
I don't know what. All my brain
Bird.
can. Oh, is it bird?
Mongoose. Mongoose.
That's what
Yeah,
I
like-
was thinking. A mongoose. Yeah.
I don't think-
Would I? Okay. Do you know what what my brain is telling me when it says when I ask my brain what are snakes afraid of? You know those cartoon like opossums that are like.
yeah.
I'm not sure I do,
No, I'm not sure I do either.
but I
But
did enjoy the
I
impression.
do.
I will say, I'll find an image. I'll put it in the chat. Something small and furry will appear in that area,
small and furry.
hoping to kick in some prey drive.
Okay, I'm just gonna put.
Little white mouse, their favourite snack.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got any. I'm gonna put a badger there or something because it might be the only. It might be the only.
Right, late. I'll send you the image of the possum, and then you can make a token out of it for future illusions.
It's the same family.
So you see that appear. What's the save? Is there a saving throw? Minor illusion.
Brain.
Look like.
It doesn't look like that.
If you create an image of an object, it must be no larger than 5 foot cube, can't create sound or any other sensory effect. Physical interaction with the image reveals its illusion. So I guess
Okay.
otherwise it looks like it's there.
But I guess
Okay.
it's also completely stationary as well, right? Can't move.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh.
Anything else?
No, this is my grand plan.
Okay, I like it. Drodin, did you want to move Irvi, by the way?
Everything's fine where they are.
Okay, Grim then. We'll go to the end of the round and then we'll call it.
Knowing that I'm slightly concerned about Drodin's ability to survive these checks, let's just make sure this actually does the right thing.
I mean, he's facing a well. I don't know if you can see her from there. Maybe you can. But yeah, Drodin's facing away from it now as Serdi sort of turned him and started to move him, and then he seems to have got this movement back in his limbs.
Still, I think bless on Drodin. It's Serdi at the back, isn't it? Yeah. Drodin, Serdi, and myself.
Okay.
And then with my little legs, I'm gonna start running. And I can just about catch up to the captain.
I imagine you've
Keep
got like
moving.
a rolling walk, like a dad crossing the road, where you look like you're going quite fast, but for some reason you're not.
On exactly
Really
the
not.
same speed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just like retreat. Now is not the time for action.
Really?
So
I think we got this.
Got the running away.
behind you, Serdi, you recognise it as a ranger. You hear the creak of an incredibly powerful longbow. The wood like creaking under an incredible amount of tension. And you hear it fire, and then you hear it creak again, and fire, and then you hear it creak again, and fire. 3 shots. 2 on Serdi. I'm going to say 1 on Serdi, 1 on Drodin, and 1 on the Badger. Serdi. I assume that's a miss.
Misses.
Badger. Hits, and I assume just goes straight through because it's not a real badger. And then finally Drodin. That's a 7. I assume they all miss.
I was very scared that was going to be much worse.
Yeah, I was too.
Bad rolling.
But she will move forward. You see her at your peripheral, Serdi. She moves up alongside. And we shall leave it there. If that's okay with everyone, until next time.
Yeah, except it's going to be 2 weeks.
It will be 2 weeks from today, yeah. We're not around next week, so it'll be the week after. And we'll see how this ends. We will see
Just
how
a
this
quick
ends.
dash and grab, we said. That before we do that.
Just a quick recon. We're only after some crystals. We'll be in and out.
Maybe I should just start summoning Irvi as a canary rather than a moth.
To be fair, I just thought a thunder fireball's gonna make a loud bang. So
Everything will hear that.
it killed a lot of things, but yeah. It got her attention. It got her attention. But yeah, well played, everyone. Yeah,
Excellent.
Davey, apologies. Yeah, 2 weeks because we're it's 2 people's birthdays. It is Tom's and Veronica's. So we're all having a bit of a party. And by party, I mean we're gonna nerd out completely for a weekend and
Play board games and etc.
a nerd party, if you will.
Nerdvana.
Mm.
Do
So,
this
yeah.
but for a whole weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Eat, drink, and be merry and celebrate our good friends' birthdays. So yeah. So, unless anyone has anything to add, I'll end the stream there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you, Davey, especially. I think we had Blue Baba. Have I read that
Blue
right?
Saber.
Oh, Saber. Sorry, I haven't got my my contact lenses need changing. Blue Saber. You're right. Thanks, Blue Saber. Hope to see you again. If you've got any questions, yeah, feel free to message me and we'll sort it out. But yeah, see you in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Royal